What's up everyone? Today is an exciting announcement because the Backlist Readathon is coming back and we all know how much you guys love this readathon. So the Backlist Readathon is a very low-key readathon where you read books that are from before this year. There is a technical term for what exactly a backlist title is, but within this readathon, we just want you to get some of those older titles off of your shelf. So we count anything that has been published from 2022 and before. I specifically really love this readathon just because I feel like it is a great way to get books off of your TBR and to not focus on new releases. I feel like a lot of the times we are really focused on like the most anticipated or the arcs that we get. And so this is a great way to kind of like pick books to read that have been on your shelf for a while. This year, this readathon will be hosted from March 12th to March 18th. If you didn't know, I am actually currently 8 months pregnant and I will be turning 37 weeks the day before the readathon starts. So let's all just hope I don't go into labor during this readathon. This year I have 3 co-hosts that are gonna be helping me with this readathon. And something that is different for this year is that each of these co-hosts have picked a different prompt for the 5th prompt. So you have to go check out their channels in order to find out what their 5th prompt is for this readathon. The ladies that are gonna be helping me this year, we have Kat from Kat Chats. If you're looking for thrillers or maybe a little bit of horror, a little bit of romance, Kat definitely reads a lot of that. Spencer from Intentionally Bookish. If you're looking for cozy mystery recommendations, Spencer is your gal. Her channel, she reads a ton of really cozy books. And Aspasia from Asparagus is reading. Aspasia seems to read pretty much all of things. I've seen romance on her channel, some YA, I've seen thrillers. So between all 4 of us, I feel like we read collectively a good amount of genres. So I'm gonna go through the prompts that we have for this year, and I actually did pick out a TBR for me already. I can't believe it. I was going to do bookish recommendations, but I've done that the last few announcement videos for this readathon, so I figured why not pick a TBR. I do want to clarify that of course you can participate in this without doing the prompts. The prompts are just an added feature. But for the first prompt, we have to read a book that you have been wanting to unhaul. This is really going to get you guys going because if you wanted to unhaul it, maybe you should have already. Now you have to read it. For this prompt, I am going to be picking The Wife Before. I do try and keep my shelf very, very small, and I do go through it pretty often in order to unhaul books that I might not be excited about anymore. But for this one, I haven't really heard any great or amazing things about it. And so I was worried it was just gonna be another normal domestic thriller that I'm kind of disappointed in, which is one of the reasons why I was gonna unhaul it, but now I gotta read it. It says, a new bride's fairy tale marriage soon becomes a prison of secrets in this insidiously sexy, twisty-filled psychodrama reminiscent of the classic gothic tale, Rebecca. Yeah. I'm a little scared. The next prompt that we have is to read a backlist from an author that you have read before. For this, I'm actually picking Book Lovers by Emily Henry because I have read Beach Read by Emily Henry and I didn't particularly enjoy it, but I have wanted to try Book Lovers, and I figured it would be good to kind of round out my TBR a little bit, have a romance when I already have a thriller, and you know, just kind of see if I'm going to like this or not. We're gonna try this out. I know that probably most everyone that's watching this has probably already read this. I am just, you know, slow at getting to it. The next prompt is to read a backlist from your favorite genre. I feel like I have a few favorite genres. I used to really love like thrillers and romance, but I feel like now I still do love thrillers, but I feel like I've gotten into like true crime and memoirs a lot, so I would say that those are a favorite. So for this, I picked Secrets in the Cellar by John Glatt. This is a true story of the Austrian incest case that shocked the world. I believe that this is about a father that had locked his daughter in a cellar for her entire life and ended up like having kids with her and stuff like that. So I know that sounds super, super dark, but I'm really trying to round out my TBR here. And this is pretty small, plus it does have a few pictures in it. So I am really excited to read this. Okay, the next prompt we have is really fun, and you have to pick a book from your TBR from a random number generator. So I'm going to count the the books that I currently have on my TBR, and then we're going to input it into a number generator, and then whatever number it lands on is the backlist title that I'm going to read. Let me count really quick. 44. I'm gonna go ahead and input 44, and I'm gonna hit generate. 40. Okay, so that was 44, 43, 42, 41. That was really close, Lena. Gosh, I'm so sorry guys for these titles. My Daddy the Pedophile is what I'm going to be reading as the 40th book on my TBR, and this is a backlist title. 41 was The Lost Girls of Willowbrook. Oh my gosh, Lena would have been so excited, but it didn't land on that. This, I believe, is a memoir, so I am very excited. Plus, it's very small. It is very, very good that I have 2 smallish books on my TBR. So, for the 5th prompt, each one of us co-hosts picked a different prompt that we wanted to be the 5th prompt. So in order to hear what Kat's prompt is, what Spencer's prompt is, or what Aspasia's prompt is, you need to head over to their channel. I will make sure to have their channels linked down below, so go check them out. The prompt that I'm picking for the 5th prompt here on my channel is actually for you guys to use a color wheel to pick out your TBR. So I can link the one that I'm using down below. This is just a wheel of colors, and so I'm gonna go ahead and spin, and then whatever color it lands on, that color has to be on one of my books. Okay, here we go. Spin, spin, spin. Ooh, okay. Orange. Orange. I don't have that many orange books. Okay, so our options are I Remember You by Brian Freeman. Plain, is that orange? I don't know if you could count that as orange. Plain Truth by Jodi Picoult, but I already know I'm probably not gonna pick that. We do have People We Meet on Vacation, but I'm already gonna be reading an Emily Henry book. We have The Ghostwriter by A.L. Tor. We have The Great Alone, but this is a chunker. I don't think I wanna read this for a readathon. And then I would say this is still orange. It looks orange, but it kind of looks red on the camera. This is The World in Flames, a black boyhood and a white supremacist doomsday cult. Ooh, wow, gosh, I have like already 2 memoirs and like 2 nonfictions and stuff. So do I want to read this? It's also tiny though. I don't really want to read those. Okay, so I'm going to read The World in Flames. Hopefully you got, I mean, it's like yellow orange, does that count? It's gonna count, we're making it count. I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to read this as my color prompt. Okay, there is one more prompt. It is just a bonus prompt, and it's to read a backlist title from one of your book subscriptions. So if you are someone that subscribes to like Book of the Month, Once Upon a Book Club, Aardvark, anything like that, then you have this bonus prompt, so that way you can go and read one of your backlist titles. I only subscribe to Aardvark, but I actually have been keeping up with my subscriptions, so I actually don't have any backlist titles from them, so I will not be doing the bonus prompt. All right, the last thing I want to talk about is just that we have some graphics in order for you to show us what your potential TBR is, your completed TBR, all those kinds of things. You can find those over on Instagram. I have mine linked down below in case you're not following me yet. I'll be sharing them in my stories and probably on my actual feed as well. But these are the books that I am potentially reading for this readathon. I think it is going to be a really great readathon and very rounded out for me in regards to the books that I picked. So I'm super excited. I hope you all are excited to participate, and let's all hope that I do not go into labor while I am trying to read all these books. Don't forget to go check out the other ladies' channels so that way you can find out what their prompt is and pick what you want to do. And I will see you guys in just a few weeks for the readathon. Bye everyone.